ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಹೌದಾ, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಪಾರ್ಟನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ನ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ 3, ಹೌದಾ. ಏನು ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ನ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ 7. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ 1s2 2s2 2p3, ಹೌದಾ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ. ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ನು 3 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾವೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದೆಷ್ಟು? ಇನ್ನು 2 ಉಳಿತಾವೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸೈಡ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಡ್ಗೆ 2 ಉಳಿದು ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 3 ಶೇರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೈಡ್ಗೆ 2 ಉಳಿದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 3 ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಡ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ 5 ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 3 ಶೇರ್ಡ್ ಆದರೆ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? 2 ಸೈಡ್ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಉಳಿತಾವೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ. Right answer option A. Okay, the atomic number of element A, B, C, D are 3, 9, 4 and 8 respectively. Elements having a metallic nature among these. ಹೌದಾ, ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಮಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಮಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಎ ಮತ್ತು ಸಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 and 4 1 ನಿಮಿಷ, ಎ ಎನ್ ಸಿ 3 and 4, 3 ಲಿಥಿಯಮ್, ಹೌದಾ. ಆಮೇಲೆ 4 ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ, ಎ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರಿಯಮ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್. ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಜನರಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ CnH2n. ಇಟ್ಸ್ alkene and containing a 3 carbon atom. Okay, 3 carbon atom, it's a profene. Okay, because CnH2n ಜನರಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅಲ್ಕೀನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, 3 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಪ್ರೊಫೀನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರೊಫೀನ್ C3H6, ಹೌದಾ. ಎನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ C3. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ 2n 2 3s 6, ಸೊ C3H6 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್, ಪ್ರೊಫೀನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, what amphoteric oxides? Metallic oxide that show both acidic and basic behavior. Metallic oxides that show both acidic and basic behavior are called as amphoteric oxides. Can detergent be used to test hardness of water? Give reason. No, detergents are not used to test the hardness of water. Detergents give a foam or lather with both hard water and soft water and do not form a scum. That's why those are not used. Manufacture of a chips. Flush the packets of a chips with a nitrogen gas. Why? To prevent the chips from getting oxidized or to prevent a rancidity. What they use? They use in chips packet nitrogen gas. Question number 18. Draw a diagram of arrangement of apparatus to show that acid solution in water conduct electricity and label the battery. Okay, it's a electrolysis of water. See the structure here. They given battery, then 2 nails we fixed to rubber cock, and those 2 nails are connected to each other with the battery, positive and negative terminal of the battery. This is a positive terminal, this is a negative terminal of the battery, and in between the circuit we kept a bulb and a switch to close and open the circuit. Okay, this is a simple diagram, 2 marks diagram. It's a very important diagram. The next one question, what they ask, draw a diagram of the arrangement of apparatus showing the reaction of zinc granules with dilute sulfuric acid and testing hydrogen gas by burning, and label the zinc granules. They asked here. Okay, what we have to label? We have to label only zinc granules. Okay, then zinc granules are reacting with the acid, and what they are giving, liberating, they are liberating hydrogen gas. That hydrogen gas, okay, dispensed with the help of a delivery tube. It comes under a soap water. In soap water, bubbles are formed. Hydrogen is a very light gas, that's why they form bubbles, and the bubbles start to fly itself outwards, and whatever the bubbles are flowing, those bubbles are, if we burn with the help of a candle or a matchstick, okay, they make a puff sound with bright light. Okay, then with the help of this experiment, what we have to understand means whatever the liberated gas is a hydrogen. Liberated gas is a hydrogen. Whenever the metals reacts with acids, they liberate a hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is a highly inflammable. Question number 22. How are the limitations of a Mendeleev's periodic table rectified in the modern periodic table? In Mendeleev's periodic table, since the elements were arranged based on their increasing order of atomic mass, the sequence was inverted so that the elements with similar properties could be grouped together. For example, cobalt appeared before nickel. Isotopes do not have any places. Okay, these are the T merits of a Mendeleev table. Then limitations of a Mendeleev periodic table were rectified in the modern periodic table by arranging the elements in the increasing order of atomic number and also based on their electronic configuration. The problem of isotopes also solved in modern periodic table. Okay, if you write 2 points, you will get 2 marks. Then another question, R-type question is that how does the atomic size vary in groups and periods of the modern periodic table? Why? Atomic size increased down the group because new shells are being added as we go down the groups. This increases the distance between the outermost electrons and the nucleus. Okay, the atomic size decreases on moving from left to right along a period because an increase of a nuclear charge tends to pull the electrons closer to the nucleus. Because of this, the contraction of atom occurs. That's why the size decreases. Question number 24. Draw the diagram of the apparatus used in refining of copper from copper sulfate solution. Label the following parts: cathode and anode mud. Cathode and anode mud. Okay, this is the simple structure of a electrolysis of copper. Okay, this is the tank. Here we took a copper sulfate solution. These are 2 electrodes. Whatever the positive terminal connected, it's called as the anode. Whatever the negative terminal connected, it's called as a cathode. And whatever the mud is collected, whatever the metallic particles, anode mud, it's called as anode mud. It's collected in the bottom of the tank. Okay, what they asked here, they asked denote the anode mud and cathode. Cathode, it's connected to batteries, negative terminal, and this is the positive terminal. Okay, for a diagram 1 marks and labeling the 2 parts, half of marks. Then for this question, another one, I think no, R type question is not there. Okay, question number 26. Strips of zinc, iron, magnesium and copper are taken in the test tube A, B, C, D respectively. Same quantity of ferrous sulfate solution is added to the test tubes. In which test tubes chemical reaction will occur? Why? Write the chemical equations for the reactions taking place here. The chemical reaction occurs in the test tube A and C because zinc and magnesium are more reactive than iron. Then zinc and magnesium are found above the iron in the reactivity series of metals. Then zinc reacts with a ferrous sulfate. What it gives? It gives a zinc sulfate with separating iron. Then a chemical reaction, zinc Zn, ferrous sulfate, it's a FeSO4. It's also called as iron sulfate. Then what it gives? It gives a zinc sulfate. It's a displacement reaction with the separation of a iron. Here high reactive elements displaces a low reactive elements. It's a displacement reaction. Then same C case. Magnesium reacts with a ferrous sulfate. What it gives? It gives a magnesium sulfate plus iron. So magnesium ferrous sulfate, what it gives? It gives a magnesium sulfate with the separating iron. more reactive elements displaces less reactive elements, displacement reaction. Then question number 29, write the balanced chemical equations for the following chemical reactions. How can be confirmed by observation that these chemical reactions are taking place? Lead nitrate is heated. If a lead nitrate PbNO3 twice is heated, what it gives? It gives a lead oxide with the liberation of nitrogen dioxide and small amount of oxygen. We need to balance the reaction. How to balance the reaction? I already, with the help of simple video, explained for you. Then by the formation of a brown colored fumes. What brown color fumes, what they indicate? The liberation of nitrogen dioxide. Then another one reaction, which one? B. What sodium sulfate react with the barium chloride. Sodium sulfate Na2SO4 reacts with the barium chloride BaCl2. What it gives? It gives a barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Here a double displacement reaction is occurred. Okay, both the reactants interchange their ions by the formation of white colored precipitate. White colored precipitate is formed means it's what? Precipitation reaction, or double displacement reaction, or double decomposition reaction. Question number 32, write the molecular formulae and two uses of each of the following: bleaching powder and plaster of Paris. So see, bleaching powder, its formula is CaOCl2, calcium oxychloride. Uses: for bleaching cotton and linen in the textile industry, for the bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, and for bleaching washed clothes in laundry. As an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries. To make a drinking water free from germs, what we use? We use a calcium oxychloride. Calcium oxychloride. Then another one question is here. It's a B question. Plaster of Paris. Then C, plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris, what its chemical formula? Calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Okay, CaSO4 into half H2O. Okay, then uses for making of toys, making of materials for decoration. Okay, whatever POP, plaster of Paris we call, that's prepared with the help of this only for making a surface smooth, maybe wall or decorative purposes. Then for this question, another one R type question is there. What it is that? What is the strong acid? What is a strong acid? Explain how tooth decay is caused. How can be prevented? Okay, then see here. Acid that gives rise to more than hydrogen ions is said to be strong acid. Acid that gives rise to more hydrogen ions is said to be strong acid. Bacteria present in the mouth produce acids by degradation of sugar and food particles remaining in the mouth after eating. So the pH in the mouth decreases and the tooth enamel get corroded. Using a toothpaste which are generally basic for cleaning teeth. Question number 34. A. What are structural isomers? Write two structures of butane molecule. And then another one question is there in that only. B. How would you distinguish experimentally between an alcohol and an carboxylic acid? Then answer for A. What are structural isomers? Carbon compounds with identical molecular formula but different in structures are called called structural isomers. For example, here they given a butane. It's a normal butane. Then that normal butane, okay, N-butane and isobutane, we can able to prepare two structural formulas by straight chain and branched chain, with the help of straight chain and branched chain. Okay, formulas C4H10 only, but their structure differs. Because of structure, physical and chemical properties also changes. B. How would you distinguish experimentally between an alcohol and a carboxylic acid? See, carboxylic acid reacts with carbonates and hydrogen carbonates to give rise to a salt, carbon dioxide and water. Alcohol will not react with the carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. Okay, up to now we discussed chemistry question paper. Okay, two questions remained because whenever we are discussing physics part, that time it's a lengthiest video and I also have some work. That's why I closed before completing that video. So whatever the 4 mark questions are there in that physics part, we have to discuss now only, because we are discussing whole question paper of 2020. That's why no question remains. So those 2 questions we have to discuss. Maybe 2 experiments are remained. We have to see those. We stopped here only. 36th question. Observe the given diagram. Explain the experiment related to this diagram. What conclusion can be drawn from this experiment? Okay, here we took highly surrounded insulated coil that connected to galvanometer, and this is the bar magnet, north and south poles. So see the experiment. The ends of the copper coil AB, okay, the ends of the copper coil AB are connected to galvanometer. The north pole of the bar magnet N and S is moved inside the coil. Induced current is produced whenever we move this bar magnet inside the coil. Moved inside the coil, induced current is produced in the coil, and hence the needle of the galvanometer shows a momentary deflection in one direction. Then when the north pole of the magnet is withdrawn, whenever we remove the north pole of the magnet outside, firstly we pushed inside, then whenever we remove the magnet outside, then what are the results? When the north pole of the magnet is withdrawn from the coil, the needle of the galvanometer is deflected in the opposite direction. When the magnet is held stationary inside the coil, the deflection of the galvanometer drops to 0, shows no deflection. When the magnet is moved inside the coil with a greater force, galvanometer shows a greater deflection, and when the magnet is moved with a smaller force, the galvanometer shows a smaller deflection. When the magnet is stationary and the coil is moved towards and away from the magnet, galvanometer shows a deflection. Okay, then conclusion that can be drawn from this experiment: motion of the magnet with respect to the coil produces an induced potential difference which sets up an induced electric current in the circuit. For this experiment, another one R type question is there. See, R type question, where they given? Okay, not R type question. It's a 38th question. What is the meaning of statement the potential difference between the 2 points is 1 volt? Name the device used to measure the potential difference. What is the resistance of a conductor? What is electric power? Write a 3 formula used to find it. Which one? Electric power. Then if 1 joule of a work is done to move a charge of 1 coulomb from one point to another point in a current carrying conductor, the potential difference between the 2 points is 1 volt. Once again, if 1 joule of a work is done to move a charge of 1 coulomb from one point to another point in a current carrying conductor, the potential difference between the 2 points is a 1 volt. The device used to measure the voltage, it's a voltmeter. The device used to measure it, it's a voltmeter. Then the property of a conductor to restrain or to retard the motion of electric charges flowing through it is called as a resistance of a conductor. The property of a conductor to restrain or to retard the motion of electric charges flowing through it is called as a resistance of a conductor. The rate at which electric energy is dissipated or consumed in an electric circuit is called as electric power. Then 3 formulae used to find electric power are P is equal to VI, P is equal to VI, or P is equal to W by T. This is one formula, alternative form of this formula. Then another formula, P is equal to I square R. How it's a P is equal to I square R? What we have to write? We have to write P is equal to VI. Okay. Then based on the Ohm's law, R is equal to V by I, we know. R is equal to V by I, we know. Then V turns into what? IR. So V turns into IR means what I have to take here means V is equal to V is nothing but what? IR. IR into I. Then P is equal to I into I square R. I square R. This is the second formula. With the help of P is equal to Vi only, by using Ohm's law, what we derived? We derived P is equal to I square R. Then another one formula is there. Which one? P is equal to V square by R. Okay. Then P is equal to, standard formula, P is equal to Vi. Then what? Ohm's law, R is equal to V by I. Okay. What we need here? We need here what? As another what formation. That's why what we have to take, this formula is converted or reciprocal. I is equal to V by R. Then I have to put in whatever the P is equal to V. Then this V I is there na, I is equal to what? V by R. That's why V into R. Then what? P is equal to V into V, V square by R. V square by R. This is the third formula. This one we derived. Okay, all three formula with the help of deriving I explained for you. Then next, whatever these two questions are remade in physics part, those are discussed in chemistry part. All three parts, which in physics, chemistry and biology of 2020 supplementary exam, I discussed with you. Hopefully these videos are helpful for your scoring in this particular subject. But other subjects, whatever the Hindi or SS, it's a very easy to score. But in science, it's not easy to score. So if you watch more and more question papers, okay, you will get more than 95 marks in science. Thank you so much. Hopefully these videos are useful for you. Share to your friends and other groups. Thank you so much.